Coming up, one man from West Virginia is behind bars in New York City after he allegedly left pressure cookers in public, causing a bomb scare. And the search continues for suspects involved in this weekend shooting at a Snapchat party in Houston, Texas. Plus, law enforcement is on high alert for copycat mass shooters in the wake of recent shootings in El Paso, Texas and Dayton, Ohio.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:32 on Monday, August the 19th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Yesterday was hot. Today, much of the same. So let's give it away to Brandon, who can get us a better breakdown of when we might see some relief in that future. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning. And yes, here's the thing. Relief starts with R, and you know what's going to cause that relief? Rain, which also starts with R, so that's later in the week. But today, another hazy, hot, and somewhat humid day. Let's take a look at visibility this morning. It's always an issue, but not as much today, at least on our sensors. 7 miles visibility at Harlan. That's the only place we're seeing some limited visibility. Live pinpoint Doppler radar, nice and quiet. A few clouds around this morning. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s and low 70s, for between 66 in Harlan and 72 in Ashland and Moorhead. That's kind of a range this morning. Dew points still well up there. Anything past 65, anywhere between 65 and 70 actually, is between sticky and oppressive. So again, right there at that threshold. 92 our forecast high, our record 95 set back on this day in 2007, 84 our average temperature. We'll talk about your out the door forecast and the full forecast here in a few minutes. Will?
Alrighty, Brandon, thank you. Well, fears of a recession are at an all-time high after a tumultuous week on Wall Street. But the White House says the economy is strong and there is nothing to worry about. CBS's Laura Podesta has the latest.
President Trump and his economic team believe the U.S. economy is going to continue to grow.
We're doing tremendously well. Our consumers are rich. I gave a tremendous tax cut, and they're loaded up with money.
But last week's sell-off on Wall Street and a warning from the bond market have investors concerned a recession is on the horizon. White House trade advisor Peter Navarro sees a different picture.
What I'm seeing, looking at all the macro tea leaves, is a very strong Trump economy and bullish stock market through 2020 and beyond.
While leaving his New Jersey golf club on Sunday, President Trump said stalled negotiations with China should be blamed for any slowdown.
I mean, if I wanted to make a bad deal and settle on China, the market would go up, but it wouldn't be the right thing to do. I'm just not ready to make a deal yet. China would like to make a deal. I'm not ready.
And I suspect very much that China has a longer attention span than Donald Trump has.
Democratic presidential candidates took aim at the president's trade war while campaigning in New Hampshire.
First thing to do is stop everything Trump has done.
He has been using our farmers and our workers like poker chips at one of his bankrupt casinos.
The White House says if deputy-level meetings go well this week, Chinese negotiators may come back to the U.S. for another round of talks. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
Well, President Trump said China should work to resolve the pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong, adding that a resolution could have an impact on trade. At least 63 people are dead after a suicide bomb attack at a wedding last night in Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan. Yesterday, the Islamic State militant group claimed responsibility for the attack. This comes as the U.S. and the Taliban are attempting to create a peace agreement. More than 180 people were wounded in the blast, including many women and children. A spokesman for the Interior Ministry says both the bride and groom survived. Authorities in New York have pressed charges against a man they say left pressure cookers in public Friday. Law enforcement sources and neighbors identified him as Larry Griffin of Logan County, West Virginia. Photos of him were widely circulated by NYPD as a person of interest in the case of abandoned rice cookers that caused confusion and fear. Neighbors say he moved to New York City from West Virginia in May to live with a friend. They say he had no job and spent much of his time grabbing things out of the trash.
He can go up the block and come back with stuff in his hand and walk right into the building, comes back down and keep walking, and he don't associate with anybody.
NYPD say a motive is unknown why the cookers were placed. A West Virginia Sheriff's Department says Griffin has a criminal history there with charges that include possession of a controlled substance and use of obscene material to seduce a minor. Griffin's bond was set at $250,000. The search continues for suspects involved in a shooting at a party in Houston, Texas Saturday morning. Police say people were invited to that party through Snapchat. 7 people were shot. After the shooting, they say several people tried getting away from the party when a suspect followed them down the East Freeway and shot them inside their car. This woman says she and her husband could hear the gunshots.
My husband fell down on the floor and I just kept telling him to stay back, stay back.
Police believe there are 3 shooters. They say the suspects are in a tan newer model SUV. All 7 people injured are expected to be okay. Law enforcement is on high alert for copycat mass shooters in the wake of recent shootings in El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio. 2 men in separate incidents were arrested on suspicion of plotting attacks in 2 days. CBS's Meg Oliver has more on how the public can help look out for potential threats.
Police arrested 20-year-old James Reardon on Saturday, a self-described white nationalist, after uncovering this threatening social media post. Authorities say the video shows him shooting a semi-automatic rifle and talking about killing Jews in Youngstown, Ohio.
That kicked off an intense investigation, a very rapidly evolving investigation.
Reardon took part in the deadly protests in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017. He was interviewed for a documentary saying he wanted to see a homeland established only for whites. Police seized semi-automatic weapons, dozens of rounds of ammunition, and bulletproof armor. A day earlier, more than 1,000 miles away, another takedown in Daytona Beach, Florida. Volusia County deputies swarmed 25-year-old Tristan Wicks in a grocery store parking lot. They uncovered chilling text messages that read, "I'd like to shoot into a large crowd and kill 100 people, and I'd want to break a world record for longest confirmed kill ever." Are copycat crimes becoming a competitive sport?
Yes, actually they are.
An FBI study shows 85% of active shooters brag online about their potential plan. CBS News law enforcement and security analyst Paul Violas.
Equally as disturbing is the fact that 54% of the individuals that read or were aware of the active shooter's plans said and did nothing. We need to get more involved preemptively. As evidenced by this empirical data, we can make a big impact and we can do it soon.
Authorities said Wicks had a .22 caliber hunting rifle and 400 rounds of ammunition when he was arrested.
This is how it's supposed to work. You see something, say something. Law enforcement does their job. We seize his weapons. He's under arrest.
Wicks is being held without bond in Florida, and in Ohio, Reardon is being held on $250,000 bond with a court hearing scheduled for Monday morning. The FBI has not said if they will pursue charges. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
22 hearses delivered more than 1,000 flowers to a memorial site in El Paso, Texas. In addition to the flowers, organizers brought a plaque honoring the names of the 22 killed. Purchase Funeral Home, along with Operation Hope, organized this drive. Since the shooting, hundreds of community members have gone to pay their respects and grieve with one another. Purchase Funeral Home says the 22 hearses symbolize the 22 victims killed. Organizers explain why they wanted to plan this ceremonial drive.
Well, it's about 3 days ago when we started seeing all the flowers coming in, and then the day before yesterday when we had over 500, then all of a sudden we had over 1,000. We had to do something.
Operation Hope also worked closely with local funeral homes since the August 3rd shooting by providing free funeral services to the families affected.
Well, the forecast this morning starting off nice. A few clouds, but sunrise on the way here in Hazard outside the WYMT studios. More clouds, then sun early. I think that trend will flip as we get deeper into the day. Temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s. 72 Moorhead, Ashland. 71 Jackson, Prestonsburg, Pikeville. 66 in Harlan, Middlesboro, and Jonesville this morning. So that's kind of your range across the state. Only 3 60-degree readings: Cincinnati, Charleston, and Tri-Cities. Everybody else there in the 70s with 75 in Bowling Green being one of the warmest spots in our region. Extra large on the iced coffee just because it's a Monday morning. 69 patchy fog across parts of the area. And if you're heading out the door soon, you'll see fog give way to sunny clouds and then sunny skies, and we'll see 92 for a daytime high, if not better. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. We will have stories trending on WYMT.com next. As always, thank you for joining us right here on Mountain News this morning. Just ahead, one new auto dial scam is putting millions of smart device speakers at risk.